The conversation around Love and Marriage Huntsville has taken another dramatic turn, and this time the focus is on the complicated relationship between Maurice Scott and Kimmy Scott. What started as a discussion about expectations in their marriage has now turned into a much bigger debate among fans. Many viewers are beginning to question whether Maurice is slowly creating a situation that could allow him to step away from the marriage while avoiding responsibility for it. At the same time, producer Carlos King has stepped in to share his opinion about what viewers are seeing on screen, and that has only made the conversation even more intense. One of the moments that really caught viewers' attention happened during a discussion between Maurice and Kimmy about expectations in their relationship. In that moment, Kimmy made it clear that there were things she felt were never clearly discussed early in their relationship. She explained that she never believed there was an agreement that certain expectations would remain the same forever. The conversation quickly became emotional because both of them seemed to realize that they were remembering the past very differently. Maurice appeared to believe that the relationship once worked in a certain way and that it was supposed to continue that way. Kimmy, however, seemed frustrated because she felt that life had changed and their relationship should be able to change with it. Many viewers felt that this moment was very revealing. For a long time, Kimmy has often appeared calm and controlled on the show. She has usually tried to keep the peace during conflicts and presents a strong front. But during this conversation, some fans believed they were finally seeing a more honest side of her feelings. It seemed like she was tired of pretending everything was perfect. Instead of staying quiet, she openly challenged Maurice about the way he was describing their relationship. A big part of the discussion centered on how expectations change over time. Maurice seemed to suggest that certain parts of their relationship used to happen more often, and that he believed those things would continue in the same way. Kimmy pushed back against that idea. She reminded him that relationships evolve, people grow, circumstances change, and what worked in one stage of life may not be realistic in another. This conversation quickly became a hot topic among fans because it highlighted a deeper issue. Many viewers began to feel like Maurice was focusing on one specific part of the relationship while ignoring other important factors. One of the biggest factors people pointed out was Kimmy's health journey. Over the past few years, she has gone through a very serious battle with breast cancer. Treatments like chemotherapy and radiation can affect a person in many ways. They can change energy levels, emotional health, and even physical comfort. Because of that, many fans felt that expecting everything in the relationship to stay exactly the same was unrealistic. Several viewers also pointed out that Kimmy had been extremely strong throughout her health challenges. She continued to appear on the show, supported her family, and tried to maintain normal life despite going through treatments that are physically and emotionally exhausting. For some fans, seeing Maurice focus on his own expectations instead of acknowledging what Kimmy had gone through felt unfair. At the same time, others tried to look at the situation from Maurice's perspective. Some viewers said that when a relationship begins in a certain way, it can be difficult for one partner to adjust when things change. If someone becomes used to a particular routine or dynamic, they may struggle when that dynamic shifts. This does not necessarily mean that the person is trying to hurt their partner, but it can still create tension if both people are not communicating clearly. That is where the comments from Carlos King became part of the conversation. As the producer behind the show, Carlos has often shared his thoughts about the relationships viewers see on screen. In this situation, he suggested that the conflict between Maurice and Kimmy might come down to expectations that were built during the early years of their relationship. According to that idea, both of them may feel like they signed up for one version of the relationship, but are now living in another version. Maurice may believe that certain things used to be normal between them, while Kimmy may feel that life circumstances have changed those expectations. When both people hold on to different versions of what the relationship should look like, it can create a cycle of frustration. Not everyone agreed with Carlos's explanation. In fact, many viewers strongly disagreed. Some fans felt that his comments sounded like he was defending Maurice instead of recognizing how much Kimmy had gone through. They argued that serious health challenges can change a person's priorities and abilities. Expecting everything to remain the same during such a difficult time can feel insensitive. Other viewers said the situation reminded them of a common issue that happens in many relationships. In the early stages of dating, couples often experience excitement and new energy. People sometimes put in extra effort to impress each other. But once the relationship becomes long-term and responsibilities grow, the dynamic naturally changes. Work, family, health, and personal growth all affect how a relationship functions. Maurice and Kimmy have been together for a long time. They dated for several years before they even got married. That means they have shared a significant portion of their lives with each other. Over that time, both of them have changed as individuals. Their priorities may not be the same as they were when the relationship first began. Another factor that fans often discuss is the age difference between them. While age differences do not always create problems, they can sometimes lead to different expectations about lifestyle and energy levels. Some viewers believe that this may be playing a role in the situation. As people grow older, their physical needs, emotional focus, and daily routines often shift. During the discussion on the show, Kimmy also made a comment that many fans felt was meant to challenge Maurice directly. She suggested that some of the changes in their relationship might be connected to how his life and career have evolved. Over the years, Maurice has worked hard to build his professional identity. As his focus shifted toward business and law, their daily dynamic naturally changed as well. Some viewers felt that this was Kimmy's way of reminding him that both partners contribute to the evolution of a relationship. It is not fair to expect one person to remain exactly the same while the other person grows and changes. At the same time, the tension between Maurice and his brother Maurice Scott has also added another layer to the situation. Their relationship has always been complicated on the show. The brothers often disagree about personal decisions and business choices. Because of that history, some fans believe that Marcel may have his own opinions about what is happening in Maurice's marriage. Family dynamics can make relationship issues even more difficult. When siblings or close relatives become involved, conflicts can quickly grow larger. What begins as a private disagreement between two people can turn into a wider discussion involving multiple family members. Fans of the show have noticed that Maurice sometimes seems frustrated, not only with his marriage, but also with the pressure that comes from being part of such a visible reality television family. Living life in front of cameras means that personal struggles become public conversations. Every argument, misunderstanding, or emotional moment can be analyzed by viewers. That kind of attention can place extra stress on a relationship. Couples may feel pressure to defend themselves, explain their actions, or prove that their relationship is strong, even when they are dealing with real challenges behind the scenes. Some viewers believe that Maurice might be trying to create a narrative that places responsibility on the relationship itself, rather than on his own decisions. In other words, if the marriage appears to be struggling because of unmet expectations, it might make it easier for him to justify stepping away from the relationship in the future. This idea has led some fans to wonder whether Maurice could be preparing an emotional exit from the marriage without openly admitting it. By focusing on what he believes is missing, he may be slowly building a case that the relationship is no longer working. However, other viewers strongly reject that interpretation. They believe that the couple is simply going through a difficult phase, which happens in many long-term marriages. Relationships often face periods where communication breaks down, expectations clash, and emotions run high. With time and honest conversations, those challenges can sometimes be resolved. What makes this situation so fascinating to viewers is that both perspectives seem possible. The show presents moments where Maurice appears frustrated, but it also shows moments where Kimmy expresses deep commitment to the relationship. This creates a sense of uncertainty about where things might go next. Many fans continue to support Kimmy because they admire the strength she has shown through personal challenges. They see her as someone who has remained loyal and supportive while also trying to protect her own emotional well-being. Others hope that Maurice will take time to reflect on what truly matters in his marriage. Long-term relationships require patience, empathy, and the willingness to adapt as life changes. The conversation around Maurice, Kimmy, and Carlos King's comments is likely to continue as more episodes of Love and Marriage Huntsville air. Each new episode may reveal more about how the couple is handling their challenges and whether they are able to find common ground. For now, fans remain deeply invested in the story. Some believe the marriage is facing its most serious test yet, while others believe the couple may still find a way to work through their differences. Whatever happens next, one thing is clear. The relationship between Maurice Scott and Kimmy Scott has become one of the most talked about storylines among viewers of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and the debate surrounding their future is far from over.